Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today and seeing what I am working on in my craft room. A little while ago, I made some homemade papers and they turned out okay. And what I'm going to do today, what I have done today, is I've made a little book out of some of them. Took a smaller piece and I made a little book. The string I put in here, too thick, so it won't close really well, but I think it's still really cute, and I could put some sort of a band around it to really make it stay shut. I also will probably do some stamping on these pages. It's just adorable. I love how it feels. I love that it's made from recycled paper already, and the pages inside are also cut-offs and recyclable type things that I've had in my stash. So fun. So what I'm going to show you today is, I don't know where to put this, is I'm going to make another one. And I'm going to use this piece, and I'm going to cover, let's show both sides. I need to cover it with this fabric because it's a little thin in a few spots. It wasn't even when I made it. This right here is just a little thinner than over here. So I want to reinforce it with some fabric. And this is an old drapery that was in the house when we bought it. So I'm going to add it to this as another layer of fun, fibrous texture. And also using some packaging paper for pages, some avocado dyed paper for pages, and I'm going to see about using this. This is wax paper that it's coffee dyed as well. It was used as a drop cloth for coffee dyeing session that I did a long time ago. So I'm gonna get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is clear off my desk because I can't work in this, cluttered of a space. And then I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac glue and just cover the surface of the fibrous paper because it's like I said, glue. So like I said, it is a little thin in a few spots. So when I made the paper, I didn't evenly disperse the pulp on my screen. So that's why it's not even or it's not thicker in some spots. But I think this is a solution, an easy solution to remedy that. And it's pretty. And it goes with all of the other fibers and texture and all the things that you like to feel in our crafting. So I'm going to let that dry, get that a little more adhered to from the fabric to the paper, and I'm going to just assemble my pages. My insides of the book, and just using this tearing ruler I make a few pages out of this, and with all of these textures and stuff, I love how it feels. And I say that a million times in this video, but it's part of the reason why we do these kind of things, is the tactile part of it. And a lot of ripping. I kind of want this to have an organic feel, just because everything is recycled or reused, repurposed in some fashion. So just having the torn edges of the papers and whatever insides I'm using on here just gives it that more of a earth feel. I don't know. And I love the colors. I love the muted tones, the natural tones of all this. The coffee dye, that mossy green, and then the earth brown in the packaging. And then the avocado dyed paper too. It's so strange to me how green avocado can make pink paper. That I don't understand that. So, but it's very cool. It's part of the process of learning. It's like, as artists, we experiment with things, and we ask questions. What is this going to look like? What is that going to do if I do this? Or whatever you are experimenting with in your creative journey. That's what we do. We ask questions and we try to find the answers, and how we find the answers isn't the same as how someone else might find the answer. But good thing there's all these wonderful crafters on YouTube and Instagram and all these social media sites that are willing to share their information and their knowledge, their talents and gifts, and that's part of what I'm doing here for you. And making a book isn't rocket science, and it's nothing new. But it's very pleasurable to me. And so I thought I'd just share that a little bit with you today. Yeah, look at how pretty that is. But as you can see, it's pretty fragile as well. I mean, I love the colors and the texture and what that fabric is doing on there. I really like that look too. But there's a little bit of a crack right there. And so here's my decision to put a bind on the spine with more fabric. So I just have to trim around this edge a little bit, and I love the raggedy look of it. It's so tactile, so just visually pleasing. I don't know what it is. It looks like something out of a Somerset Studio magazine. All these frayed things and colors, and even that fabric, how it's pilled a little. I wish I knew the name of that kind of fabric. I know it has a proper name. So here I am going to use some of that fabric to enhance the spine, because like I said, that little crack there, I'm just afraid it's going to break, and because it is a little bit fragile. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I just take the fabric that I used on the inside cover, and I wanted to keep it all kind of sorry about the sawing noise. My husband is building a sauna downstairs. Yay! But the fabric, I just wanted to keep it all kind of monochromatic, very, very low key visually, because I don't know what I'm going to do with that on the inside yet. There's so many possibilities, but I like, again, the colors, the lack of color maybe, the muted tones. It's very earthy, and maybe I just need to connect with the earth for today. I don't know, but it's so pretty. And so yeah, just doing the basic spine reinforcement right here, using that glue that I trust with fabric and paper. This is a very strong glue, and I'm spreading it around a little bit too, just so I get a more even coverage, and then it won't show through, because sometimes that glue, because it is a liquid, it will it doesn't necessarily dry clear. You can see where it was wet, and it shows a little bit. So, but on the inside it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I feel that that's going to help the spine be stronger. Again, it's not a very big book. It's not a huge investment in my time or my resources, but I just want to, you want to make something that's going to last. So hopefully pass the test of time. And now I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to look at my papers just one more time, just try to get it all organized in my mind. So the string that I'm going to use is fine crochet thread, and Lydia's. My oldest daughter's named Lydia. And anyway, so I bought this spool of thread ages ago, and I haven't opened it up yet, but it's pretty strong. I crank on it here a little bit just to make sure it's not going to break on me. Again, it's old. I haven't used it, and I've bought it, I don't even know how many years ago. So I just want to make sure it's not going to break. And I didn't want to use anything very thick, and I like the fact that it's white. It's a linen white thread. So, and it's made for crocheting. Very fine crochet. I wish I knew the name of that kind of crochet. My grandmother used to do that kind of crocheting. So I've got the Lord's Prayer on my wall that she had made, and it's a 4 foot, not inch, 4 foot by 5.5 feet, I believe. It's gorgeous, and it's got mistakes on it, and it's just beautiful, and I love it. And my grandmother was a wonderful woman. And so you can see kind of where I get my craftiness from. I get a lot of that in my bloodlines. So thank you, my relatives. Thank you for that. All those who've gone on before me. Yeah, I'm just giving my papers a little more reinforcement there, and now I'm starting to get it ready for final assembly here. Making sure that I got my holes in a place that's going to mix with all of the pages. Careful now, my pokey tool. Yeah, be very, very careful. There we go. All right, and so now comes the fun part, sewing it together. See how that is a strong thread. 2, 3, and snip. Get a needle from my little needle pillow there, and sew it together. Just a plain 3-hole pamphlet stitch. There's many ways that you could put this together. I thought about sewing it from my machine, but I kind of wanted to keep it handmade that way. And then also you could staple it. You could use elastic band or some pretty ribbon around it all if you didn't want it to be a permanent thing. Yeah, and then just secure it with a knot for me, because I don't know, I like the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Anyway, so that's again not the only way to put it together. But there we've got all these luscious layers already in there, and these colors. And I thought about just leaving all of that fluff on the edge, but in the end, I tear it off and make it a little more even with the page edges. And it does stick out a little bit. And I want to get all these sharp corners off of here because I want it to be it's a junk journal, right? And at the end of the day, it's a junk journal. It's made from junk. Things that would normally be thrown away in other circumstances. So it's very pretty. I like how it feels. It's got a softness to it. It's not closing very well, but that's all right. And it's a little loosey-goosey in there, but that's okay. It's small. It's not going to harm it at all. So, yep, get that corner. It's too sharp. It's too sharp. All right, friends, those are my little books. They're so cool, and they're still going to alligator mouth, but I think it's just because of the nature of the paper, and maybe if I put something on top of it, something heavy, just to weight it down for a few days maybe. I don't know. It's a thought. I just love how it feels. And it's small enough, I could put it like a paper clip on it, make a pretty paper clip. That's an idea. But it's pliable. I like how bendy it is. It's kind of a soft cover. So that's kind of fun. I like that about it. Oh, well, that's something that would work. But I know this is going to fray down low. But to me, that just adds to the charm. Wow. I love this crinkle. I love all of it. I love it. So we'll see what else I end up doing with this, with my handmade papers. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and take care. And as always, God bless. Bye-bye.